My name is Khalil McAdoo, owner of The Interview, LLC, recent graduate of Clark Atlanta University. And I started The Interview in May of 2021 because I wanted to have a platform where all the entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, creatives can showcase their platform or their brand, and we basically get a win-win. Like, I promote them, they promote me, and I wanted it for the youthful creatives. Like, I feel like it wasn't no spot for the youth to go in Detroit. So when I did that, I kind of wanted to bridge that gap and like bring people together so we can all like have a platform to speak about, you know, the good things we did. Right after that, about a few months, I had moved to Atlanta when I went to transfer to Clark Atlanta, and that's kind of when it started going up a little more. Atlanta embraced me. A lot of good people I met, a lot of like instant, I don't want to say instant success, but it was like a lot of stuff that was new to me, and I was like, it almost didn't seem possible. It was just amazing to see it like come to life, and like I said, like Atlanta just kind of turned me up a little bit. So that's how everything started. That's why I started it. I just wanted to promote everything, promote the people that didn't have a voice. I feel like some of y'all know I used to be a hooper at Adrian College, and I was a hooper all my life. Like, that's what I did. And I was hooping there and just wasn't really working out. The team wasn't really that good. If you know, you know. The school, that just wasn't my vibe. And I'm not gonna lie, that was the first time I started having like God kind of talk to me in my dreams, and he was really talking to me. Like, I was waking up out of my sleep, writing down stuff or writing it down in my notes, like seriously, and I didn't even know, you know, what I was writing down, but I'll look at it the next day and it'd be a list of things, and the interview was on there one day, and I was just like, well, I gotta start this interview. And then my homie Hanson, shout out Hanson Lilly, great entrepreneur, he was like, man, you should start a podcast. And I was like, man, I do know a lot of athletes, I know a lot of rappers, I know a lot of entrepreneurs. So I just made a list, and that was like what truly inspired it. I didn't want to hoop no more. I didn't want to go to that school no more. So I wanted to go to like a new beginning. And shout out Trophy Maj, he made the logo. And after he made the logo, that was it. That like I knew it was gonna be that once he made the logo. So yeah, new ideas and new content. How do I come up with those strategies? Beforehand, I was just basically knocking off my list of interviews. I would interview them, and it'd be like, let's say 20 to 30 minutes, maybe even longer than that, chop it up, get it out. But I think around that same summer when I started in May 2021, I started like doing vlogs. And then when I got to Atlanta, like content was like so big there. So I started doing like little stuff, like just fun stuff, like public interviews, walking in tours interview, drop interviews with artists like T.I., Moneybagg Yo. And I think from there I started trying to think about different ideas where I'm still doing interviews or I'm still doing content, but it's not solely based from just a podcast. So a lot of things I do to get new ideas, definitely you got to talk to your friends. Like, some of your friends that tell you like, bro, you should do something like this, and they not always saying like, you know, your stuff is not good, do it how he doing it. They just give you options. So they might give me 3 options, or I might get 3 options, and I might take the best out of that, or I might take them all and add my own kind of flavor to it and make one. But I kind of just sit and think. Like, I sit in silence a lot. I meditate. Sometimes when I'm doing yoga, I know y'all might laugh at that, but sometimes when I'm doing yoga, like, I really think about just different things to do, and then you just kind of write them down and you get them done. And like I said, in Atlanta, content was so huge and so big, so it was so easy to do. Like, everybody was doing it, so we all would just, you know, really, the ideas and the crazy things you imagine, they really was coming to life. So it's more so sitting in thought. I forgot who told me, but they said those shower thoughts. Like, you know, you're in the shower and you just thinking, but you come up with some good ideas for real. You just gotta write them down. I think it was Justin. I think it was Justin who taught me that. But I just really be sitting in my thoughts and really thinking and brainstorming. Watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of content, so probably take something from there too. I'm gonna start with Detroit people first, so y'all can get that. I did Babyface Ray, V's, Skilla Baby, Lee Choppin, he a producer. Then like mainstream, T.I., Mariah the Scientist. I did Rolling Loud interviews with Dream Doll and Jaleel and Baby Tate. Gio, Lil Yachty best friend. Freaking Sleazy World Go. I'm trying to think. It would seem like it was, Lil Tyler, Polo G. Them was like the two big ones that kind of went up recently. Rob 49, Boozy. Shout out Boozy. He was funny. Meek Mill. Shout out Meek Mill for sure. I think that's like, those was probably like, if I'm missing somebody, y'all let me know. But I think them was like probably some of the bigger artists for sure. Yeah. My favorite interview all time was when I first started. It was like the 25th episode, literally the 25th. I'm gonna remember it. It was New Wave Dave, a producer, and my homie Taj, and we was like 19. They was like 18. We was talking about like, if you go to that video right now, the stuff we was talking about will apply to your life now. Like that's when we first started learning and like changing our mindset. So it was real inspiring. But my favorite collab, the Geo one was pretty cool because hers got like over 60K on YouTube, and like how it happened, like I can say it now because it's over with now, but she had posted on her Instagram like, I'm in the mood to do podcasts, and she's the biggest model on Instagram really, if you don't know, like seriously. And I posted on my close friends on Instagram like, yo, everybody go tag me under this, go tag the interview. But I didn't post on my main, so I had just hit her up like, yo, let's do it. She like, bet. So boom, we do the interview, and I was like, how you find out? Like, why you do mine? She was like, it was hella people, like 30, 40 people, saying your name, and I thought you posted it or something. I'm like, nah, like I didn't post it, but I really did post it in my close friends. But I would say that one because that was like, she was a fashion creative, and like that was a whole different game. That was probably my first fashion influencer, and that moved up, and it kind of stepped me a lot. So I'd say that one for sure. Or Rolling Loud, because Rolling Loud was amazing. It's a video on my Instagram. I was like, man, skip everything. Thank God why I'm here. This is the reason I'm here. Like, forget everything else. Like, God put me in Rolling Loud. Like, and I was like 20 years old. So that was up there too. Collaboration is everything, bro. Like, I feel like if you don't collab, like, you gonna be by yourself. Like, you might go fast, but with collabs, like, you can go pretty far. Like, y'all, like, I think I'm smart, but with three of us, we really smarter, or two of us, so it's like, I think with collab, you kind of like, you getting your crowd, you getting they crowd, you might get some person they crowd, like, collab is just a win-win for everybody, and I like community a lot. So with collab, everybody get to just come together, and it's a lot of fun, like mixing good positive energies, and you seeing different perspectives. So that's what I like about collabs a lot. And I think the work better really with collabs. You don't need to collab every single time, but if you collabing, like, y'all can genuinely help each other. Like, y'all can really, like, go up. And I feel like it's a better production, what y'all produce, because it's like with a collab, it's like the little stuff that you might have missed when you do it by yourself, like, they gonna get it for you. They gonna be like, what about this? You like, that's why you there. So yeah, I do a lot of collabs. I do a lot of community work too. Shout out to Culture Collective at Clark, Atlanta. Yeah, a celeb that I would want to work with. I've noticed too, working with celebs, you realize like they kind of just like you, for real. Like when I did Polo, that was a different, because I used to listen to Polo G every single day in like high school. So that was like crazy that we was in the same room, and it wasn't like he was doing me a favor either. Like it was like locked in. But a celebrity that I would want to work with this year, or like a dream collab? Bro, that's such a good question, and it's so many different ones I would, but one rapper that I think like I could chop it up with and he'll really connect with me and rock with me and invest in me and like probably take me under his wing on some mentor stuff, J. Cole. Like if you listen to J. Cole music, he's so motivational. Like that what was that, the off-season album, that was probably like, I know he had Born Center and 46 Drive, like them the best too, but the off-season, it was like, that was, I think I made the interview that same year when the off-season came out. Like it was like motivational, like he telling you how you come from this to get to here, what you gotta do to stay here, like the stuff you gotta go through. Like, so I say J. Cole for that. And who I plan to work with this year, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna have some pretty big names this year. I think I'm gonna put it in the air. I think I'm gonna get Caribou on there, and I know she had her thing with Concrete Boys and Lil Yachty and them, but I think I'm gonna have her be able to talk about that a little bit on my platform. And then for a guy, I'll probably say, I'm gonna throw it out there. Let's see if we can get Kaisenet or something. You know, let's go big. Yeah, so I say Kaisenet or something. 5 years, 2030. I'll be 28. I'll be mama and dad bills should be paid by then in 5 years. So 2030. I think the interview finally will have that, because the interview is not just a podcast, like I mentioned, it's a multimedia company. So I think it'll be the interview show. Like I'll be still doing my show. I'll still be interviewing folks or streaming, whatever it is, with guests. But it's going to be like, I don't want to say like Complex is going to be better than them, but it's going to be like, I got people that interview people at this show at Rolling Loud, some of them at the New York Fashion Week, while some people at, in Detroit, some people in Atlanta. Like I feel like I'm going to have a team kind of countrywide by then, nationwide. And I think it's going to be a lot of like under the interview is going to be photographers, videographers, interviewers, and then we're going to have like full production. Like we're going to shoot music videos, we're going to do photo shoots, we're going to help with fashion shows and event production. So I think it will be in that realm. Like the interview is not just a show. It's like, okay, I need to book the interview for services, and you got so much more to choose from. So by 2030, it's definitely gonna be like that, because I low key do that now, but it's just me. So in another 5 years, probably the people you see me with gonna be doing the same thing with me, just on a bigger scale. So say like that. If you can go to college and you got an opportunity, like if your parents or grandparents say they're gonna pay for you, definitely go. Like I know it's all that, man. I'm not paying for college, it's a waste of money, I can get rich this way. It's not about being rich, it's about the network. It's about your connections and your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So being a college student, like my first year I was just a hooper. So like student athlete, that's why I realized, I'm like, bro, I'm not making no money. Like I can't do this. Like I wasn't making no money. NIL wasn't a thing. So I wasn't making no money. So when I got to Clark, being a student at Clark was amazing. Like I'm bumping into music creatives, fashion creatives, media creatives every day. I'm sitting in class with them. We bouncing ideas. We creating in real life. And it's just, it all tied together. Like you see yourself in a lot of people. Like you like, dang, you think like that too? Then y'all get to work together. So it was hard. Like obviously I'm trying to go do an interview. I'm trying to go maybe throw a party. Maybe I'm trying to go meet somebody or go to an event, and I got freaking homework that I don't want to do. Like it might be some statistics, finance, accounting. Like I was a business management major, so it's all kinds of numbers. And I did not want to do it, but it had to get done. I just kept saying like, bro, I'm going to get it done by 11:59, get out the way, and eventually I'm going to graduate. So I did graduate, but I say it was real cool because I got the best of both worlds. Like some creators, they rich, they would kill to go to HBCU. Like they really would. And there's some people that's they only went to school, they didn't get the creative route. Like, they're like, man, I went to school, I took the corporate route, but I was able to do both, and it was good. Like, Clark Atlanta, I started my own org, along with 7 other founders. This is about to be the 2nd year. In May, it's going to be the 2nd year, but we're a fashion, media, and music org. Got all the creatives in there, and we try to push people through those industries, like, and help them. Like, so it's people under me that want to learn about interviewing. I teach them and give them opportunities by bringing a celeb to our event, and they interview them versus me, you know. Or if I interview them way beforehand, I get them the sauce. So it was dope just to, like, go to school around black people, black excellence. I was in the AUC, Clark Atlanta. If you know the AUC, Atlanta University Center, Morehouse and Spelman next door, Morris Brown across the street. And, you know, it's just so much love in the AUC, and it was just good to be able to go to a school that didn't feel like just school. Like, I was able to do a lot of my big interviews at Clark. Like, Clark gave me the ball. How we started it, it was a whole bunch of people like me, like creatives that's already trying to get in the industry, whether it's media, music, or fashion. And we're pretty good at what we do for our age. And we're trying to recruit people like us. So I just graduated, but I was on a meeting with them, you know, last night, and we're talking about we're having a whole week of events. We got a fashion show. We got mixers. We got concerts that we can bring to campus. It's a new music class at Clark Atlanta, and the professors, they want to work with us because they know where to org to. So I don't think it would be like I stopped. I think it would be more so like a board of trustees position. Like, I'm just saying, like, the vision and direction that we should go in. They just executing it at school. Like, but outside of school, we do events outside of school. Like, we did a little Tyler event. We had a meet and greet, and we brought like 20 plus students to meet Lil Tyler, Atlantic Records, and, you know, it was at iHeartMedia. Like, that's just stuff I couldn't do back home in Detroit. So it was like that org is special to me. Like, we really founded that, started it, made it our name, made everything with it. So I don't think I'll be like too far from it. And when I start donating money back to Clark, it's gonna go to the Culture Collective, TCC. I'm not, because if I give it to Clark, I don't know if they gonna give it to them. So no shade to Clark, but definitely I think I'll still be tapped in. I think a lot of us still be tapped in for sure. I feel like sometimes Clark be playing with me, like even the past homecoming, like they gave us the passes and, you know, media passes. That's like the flex. Like, if you get media passes at the concerts, events, like basically you don't gotta pay for nothing. You walk in, yeah, I got the pass, you look cool, you know, and then you with the celebs. But I'm not there just to take pics with the celebs and just be a groupie. Like, some of them get backstage and don't provide no work. That's why Clark don't give them the passes. But my team and the Culture Collective, we get back there, get the photos, a video recap, an interview, and it might be like something else going on with some business behind. Like, shout out Kennedy Johnson. She might be talking business to y'all and setting up a real event. It's not just, hey, it's like a real event. So, but Clark, they'll try to, like, who are you almost, and that sometimes that be getting under my skin, but they'll know sooner or later. So they'll know. I know they say it's a numbers game, but don't look at the numbers. Your first 3, 5, 6 months, you might be getting 100 views, you might get 100 likes, you might get 50 likes, you might get 10 likes. It's something like, one time I got 1 million views on a video, and the next video I posted got 1,000. So I'm like, and that's serious, like a million views on my TikTok. But I would say, other than that, like, you have to be consistent. Don't when you got some big news or you got big visions or big ideas, be very careful who you share it with. If you share it with the wrong person, they gonna, like, on you, you know, they're gonna, like, throw it back in your face or be like, how, why, like, and it's a lot of people, like, you're a risk taker. So if you're doing creative work, you're a risk taker. So don't share your stuff with someone that's not a risk taker, because they're gonna put fear and doubt in you, and they're gonna be like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? No, it's even if this goes wrong, I'ma still do this. Even if they say no, they gonna say yes. So I would say definitely like stay consistent. You gotta be in tune with yourself and in tune with God. If you don't have that, your work not gonna be good. You're not gonna want to work. I would say definitely, and I have to say this advice because some people gonna want to hear this. Like, just like believe in yourself and know, and try to keep going up to. Like, you gotta like every 3 to 6 months try to increase something in your work. Like, all right, 3 months you did this, now add something new to it to make it better. Like, whether that's buying a new software, buying a new camera, buying a new piece of equipment, doing something different. Like, keep trying new things, but still stay to yourself. Like, don't go try to do a podcast for 2 weeks and then go try to be a photographer for a month and then a video. Like, stay a course, and then when you blow, then you can venture off and be like, oh, I'm a director, I'm a filmmaker, then you can do that. But stay with one thing first till it's popping and you're known for that, and then branch off for sure. Shout out Apostle Langston, shout out Drew Sanders from the Aware brand. I was a little nervous at first, like, about getting baptized. That was my first time getting baptized, but I knew, and I told a lot of people I was close with this, like, I wanted this next chapter to be right, and I wanted to start it off right, and I kind of wanted to just have a clear vision and, a clear mind. I didn't want to be stuck in my ways. So I had got baptized, and like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, at first I didn't know how to feel about it. When I got baptized, I didn't know if it was like, I'm like, oh, was I supposed to feel super duper different? But like about 4 or 5 days later, I definitely felt different. I felt like my old habits or stuff I was doing before, I didn't even want to do it no more. Like before that, you might be thinking about it seriously and then end up doing a bad habit. But like, I just really didn't want to do it, and it was just refreshing. And Pastor Langston, she was saying, like, whatever you asking God for in this, and whatever you want Him to do in that water, once you say it and you go in the water, it's done. It's left in the water, no matter what, even if you don't feel like it or not. And when you come out, it's already gone. It's in the spiritual world. And I think it was just real good for me to do that, get closer with God, and like I said, have a clearer mind. And I don't know, it felt good. Like, my family was real proud. And I suggest some people do it. Like, people instantly hit me up like, man, you inspire me, or I want to do it next, or man, I was thinking about this. And my brother, Kenye McAdoo, he inspired me. He had got baptized last year, and instantly he was way happier. Started working out crazy, started running, started doing a lot of positive things again. And I just saw it in him, and I was like, man, I want some of that positive energy from God too. So I just waited till I finished school, and then I got baptized. It was a great decision. It was good though. It was great. If y'all can see this shirt, I got on this Nausea shirt. I'm gonna hold it up a little bit. It's fire. And I got my org shirt on under this. Shout out TCC. I always rep black on, or rep my brother's stuff, or whatever we wear. Like, I don't, if I wear designer, it's they designer, and I'm always fresh in it. I don't have to wear Louis or Gucci or none of that. I wear they stuff. All right, it's Lil Mac with the interview. Shout out Meet the Creatives. They had me on here. It was great. You can follow me at The Interview on all platforms. That's ThenterView. So The Interview without the I, and it's not 2 E's. The Interview. So y'all can follow me there. And my personal is Lil X Mac 1. That's just Lil Mac. And Lil Mac was took, so I had to add the 1. Definitely stay tuned. A lot of content on the way.